Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dennis Choguya, a dynamic business coach and leader. With over 24 years of experience in business, sales, and capacity building, Dennis has empowered individuals and organizations to achieve excellence. He has empowered over 500 businesses to grow and compete globally and trains future leaders in corporate governance, marketing, and business strategy. As a seasoned expert in sales excellence, strategic planning, and stakeholder engagement, Dennis will share principles to help you rise above challenges and achieve sustainable success. With a passion for empowering young people, Dennis's message aligns perfectly with our mission to raise a generation of leaders who excel in faith and in the marketplace. Please join us in welcoming the esteemed Dennis Choguya.
God Nation, are you there? Sounds good, sounds good. I don't have time today, but I'd like to thank the visionaries, Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth, for bringing you together and your leadership. So I stick to my time. I almost froze and failed to stand because that introduction, I don't know what the media team does. It's not me. Pastor Simba, I'm glad to be here. Okay, guys, I think we can take our seats. Take pen and paper. We don't have time today. We want to make it short and quick. My invitation then indicated that I must choose a business topic that I must share with you, but that made things a bit complicated because of the many things that are in business. It was difficult to pick a topic. Ultimately, I then thought, no matter what business you are in, you must sell. Yeah. Whatever you do, you must sell. So I then decided I'm going to talk about effective selling in a recession. Yeah, that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'll make it short and quick. Why did I decide to talk about effective selling in a recession? Because we see recession around us, and sometimes we all clouded with negativity and we don't know what else to do. But we want to know that just because the economy out there is going through a recession, it does not mean that your business must feel it. Yeah. I'm not a pastor nor preacher, but I know somewhere God ensured that the children of Israel had a Goshen. There was a Goshen economy somewhere. And we want your businesses to be like that. That's my firm belief. I brought a jacket so that I look decent. Doc, can I take this off just for an hour? It's because I needed to show Pastor Simba that, I'm also decent. But I think we've done that. So usually during economic downturns, you notice that naturally customers don't want to buy. They don't buy a lot. It's natural because you can't spend a lot during an economic downturn. They are tight on their pocket. Businesses, expenditure declines. They cut costs. They lower their prices and things like that. But we want to correct one thing as we get started. If during a downturn, just because your customers are spending less, just because business is not going maybe as fast as you want it, if in your business you also start cutting down your marketing budget, you need to be careful. You need to be careful because it's easy to quickly think that, no, come on, the economy is not doing so well. So what's the easiest to cut off? Reduce advertising. Spend less on promotion. But is that the right thing to do? Maybe not. Because you are likely cutting off the legs that are supposed to carry you into the future. Yeah. So be careful when you start cutting down on marketing budgets just because there is a downturn. Okay? So, what then should you do? My advice is do not use a blanket approach to just say, because there is less business, therefore, let's reduce advertising, let's reduce promotion, don't attend a trade show, a trade exhibition. Are you not missing future chances of growth by doing that? What do I advise? When you need to cut down on a budget, it's fair. It's okay to want to cut down on a budget, but don't use a big knife. Take a scalpel blade. How many of you know a scalpel blade? You know, it's fine. It makes incisions that are predetermined. That's what you should do. Look through your marketing budget and then ask yourself, what is it that I can safely cut off because revenues are low, but I do not make my brand an orphan? Yeah, don't make your brand an orphan just because we are experiencing an economic downturn. Your brand must still survive. So, what should we do? Take a scalpel blade. Be careful. Remove some marketing tactics, yes, but not everything. Remove some activities that maybe can be done later, but do not allow your brands to become orphans in a downturn. And lesson number one that I was giving there is, during a downturn, seek to understand your customer needs and make sure you're still speaking into their needs on a low budget. It's very important. We don't market out of excitement. You waste money if you do that. You must market based on a thorough understanding of customer needs. When you go back into your businesses, whatever you're doing, at work, wherever, a key request I have for you is sit down, sober down, and ask yourself this one question: what do my customers need? Because if you don't know what your customer needs, everything else you are doing, it may just be surrounded with a lot of mediocrity and you won't get much. You're gonna get a lot, maybe even out of a lower budget, if you understand customer needs. Ask yourself question number one: what does my customer need? That you need to address. Then, my lesson number two on marketing in a recession. How many of you have 3 revenue streams? I know you're supposed to have 3. I know it. Raise your hands if you have 3. Okay, all of those that don't have 3, see Pastor Simba. You need a bit of counseling. All right. How many of you at least have a revenue stream? 1 even, or half? Okay, good. Put your hands down. How many of you want to start businesses? Good. I want to tell you that a cardinal point in business is you need to be solving a problem for you to be in business. Do not start a business because I saw my mother knitting and I learned how to knit, so I want to start a business of knitting. Who told you we want things that are knitted? Yeah, businesses are not started out of excitement. They are not started because you can do something. Proper businesses are born out of the desire to solve a clearly defined problem. If you don't know what problem you're solving, you have no business. Take a back seat, think again. Okay? Yeah, if you don't have a problem you're solving, there is no business. Sorry, I'm not a motivational speaker. It's not my mandate. My mandate is telling the truth. Okay? So, do not get excited because you've got something you can do. You only have a business when you have a clearly defined problem that you are solving. So if you want to start a business, go back, identify the problem, give us a solution. I hear many of you complaining of a certain mobile platform that is expensive. I won't say it by name, but most of you likely you used it even yesterday. You know why? It was born out of a clearly defined problem that needed a solution. Solution was found. And even if you complain, you will use it. That's how a business looks like. Okay, good. That was the other lesson. Selling in a recession. Find a problem. Because if I have no money, I don't buy niceties just to help you get school fees. No. I buy because I have a need. I buy because I have a problem I want to solve. Go around in your communities. Look for problems. Businesses are born out of problems. Okay. Also, another point, selling in a recession. You need to be able to pitch your value ahead of the price. Yeah. Pitch value ahead of price. Don't just come and say, I'm cheaper. Is that all? Is that all you can offer? Being cheap. So, some businesses don't come cheap. Even your media team here, it looks too good to come cheap. I think they charge a premium price because they know the value they are offering. Yeah. Our media team, I wanted to do a photo shoot for some event. Then I went to some photographer in Harare. Then his price was 3 times what had just been quoted all around. And I said, I took it to the guys who wanted the event. I said, this one is 3 times and there is the other cheaper ones. They said to me, did you talk to this one? And he said it is available. I said, yes. I said, call him. I said, but 3 times? They said, it's always different if it's him. I have the name, if media team you want it. So I said, this guy pitches value. And when he comes to your business, you feel like your money has been put to good use. He doesn't look cheap. Nothing of him looks cheap. You really feel like he's doing something, this guy. I may not know what he's doing, but it looks fancy. Yeah, it looks fancy. So do that. Okay, guys? Yeah. Pitch value over price. Right. Then, a key point. Key point. Media, this slide, you need to put it and don't remove it until I'm done with it. Because it is the backbone of my presentation. This one. When you are in a downturn, generally, you are surrounded with negativity. You know the stories we tell ourselves. Guys, the market is dry. It's dry out there. Nobody's buying. Maria is kutenderera. I don't know what that means. But guys, do not allow such phrases to dominate your thought processes. They don't bring money to your table, so I don't want them. Okay. When you want to be successful in a downturn, the first thing you need to do, you need to stay mentally in the game. Your psyche needs to be at the right level. Be mentally in the game. Meaning, you're telling yourself, I'm not just about to give up. How many of the God Nation youths, the males, want to get married? Stand up. Okay. I'll tell you one thing if you want to get married. In Zimbabwe, your in-laws, they want dowry, not verses. So you can take a seat. What does that mean, guys? You need money, even if you are in a downturn. So if you need money, even if you are in a downturn, you do not have the option. You don't have the option not to look for money. 2 days ago, a young man came to me. He's about 24, 25. Then he said to me, but I realized that you were just doing that job. You're now doing this one. And I saw that between 5 and 9, you're at that graduate school and you have another session. I said, yes. He said to me, why do you overwork like that? I said, I've got a family to feed. I don't have the option not to work. I've got a family to feed. I don't have the option not to work. So, good people, even in a downturn, your families need to eat. You also need to eat. So, stay mentally in the game. You don't have the option to lazy around. We don't have it. Businesses must still thrive. But it's easy to get caught up in negativity when the market is declining. So what's my advice? Be mindful of your company. The people that you play with, what are they telling you? Do they inspire you to be better? Are they really worth your time? In a downturn, be careful who you talk to. Some people will dilute your energy. Yeah. And if you accept that, okay, no, look, there's a recession, the economy is going through problems, and you stop calling your clients, and you start telling yourself, I'll call them when things are better. Really. By the time you want to call them, they already belong to your competitor. Yes, because whilst you are resting, taking it easy, giving excuses not to perform, your competitor is working overtime. Yes. So, good people, when you cease reaching out to your clients, you are out of the game. What's the trick? When you're in a downturn, you call on your customers more. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's the right thing. The moment the economy is declining, call on the customers more. You need to look like you care. Just because the customer is not buying as much as they used to, it doesn't mean that you stop calling on them. You need to show you care. Okay. But what do? Most businesses during a downturn, what do? We abandon our customers. Because they are no longer buying as much as they used to, we abandon them. We then want to come back to them when things look good, but the more industrious competitor has taken them over. So at the moment, when the economies look subdued, other salespeople will stop calling the clients. It's your opportunity. You guys want to reign, right? The word reign, I don't know what it means. My English is not good, but I think there is a bit of conquering somewhere if you want to reign. Yeah. So, my firm belief in business, if you don't fight, you can't reign. Yeah. So, economies like this, you got to fight for your market space. I always tell the guys that I take for the one course that one book that excites me is 10 Commandments of Business Failure. I like that book. I like it. Tiny little book, but it inspires me because it keeps telling me, keep going. And one quote that keeps coming back to my mind is what the writer says. When I see my competitor sinking, I don't help them. I look for a hose pipe, direct it into his mouth so that he sinks faster. Yeah. So, that's the attitude in business. Whilst you are relaxing, taking it easy because it's an economic downturn, your competitor is planning your downfall. Don't think he is evil. That's how business is done. How can I grow my market share if I don't take yours? It's a fight. And you got to come with that spirit and attitude. All right, guys. So, please stop rationalizing a lack of initiative. No, I can't visit my clients yet. They are not buying. They've run out of money. I'll go when things are better. Really? There will be nothing by the time you go. All right. Then, another one, I can't remember what point number it is. I should have numbered them. But you guys have pen and paper. Please, the temptation of discounting in a downturn is big. But this is a temptation you must pray for. You know, when you're doing the Lord's Prayer, and it gets to that point where you need to be delivered from temptation. That's the first one you must be delivered from. The temptation to discount. Because when you discount, two things happen. Your client starts thinking, have you been ripping me off? Yeah. If you can discount, you've been ripping me off. So what do you lose? Credibility. The second thing, when you discount, you are giving yourself more labor because the sales target will still be looking in your face. It needs to be achieved. But you have discounted, you now need to sell more to cover the discount. So before you discount, make a deal. It's got to be worth it. Don't just dish out discounts like confetti at a wedding. We don't do that in business. You discount by trading off. You ask yourself one question. Why am I discounting? For what in return? So if somebody asks for a discount, tell them I'm willing to listen, but for what in return? It's a trade-off. He's got to bring a story to the table. I will buy more. Fine. I will pay early. Cool, because my cash flows get to be better. So don't dish it out, trade-off discounts. It's an economic downturn. You don't have that leisure of just dishing out discounts. Right, guys? Another thing you need you need to offer better trading terms. Because your clients are already struggling, right? Yes, clients are struggling. Because clients are struggling, you need to look good. You need to look caring. So guess what? Offer better trading terms. Like what? During downturns, this is the time to think. This guy has been supporting my business for the past 4 years. His payment terms have been COD. How about, as a good businessman, I make the product, give it to him, I collect my payment on day number 14. It allows him time to sell. It's a win-win situation. I'm not dumping my product on him. They sell, I then collect money after they have sold. So it's time to think of better trading terms. You could even start thinking of things like consignment stocking. If you have the stock, I leave my stock here. I believe in my product. So I'll come collect, I'll come do a stock take and only invoice for what you have sold. Doesn't that sound like a good deal? Yeah, those are the kind of things your clients are looking for in a downturn. Sweeteners in a deal. To just come and say, you know how I do business, COD or nothing. Someone is offering them 30-day payments. You are insisting on COD. Why should I buy from you? Please tell me you are not sad yet. At the back, are we sad? Good. Just keep going with me along with my drift. I'm believing if you apply one or two of these principles, it will do something to your business. That's my belief. It will do something to your business. But what happens is if you extend favor to a client who is in a difficult time, like now, in a recession, somewhere within the client, they feel that they owe you something. You know that? Yeah. You want to leave it on their lap to say, I've done you good during a downturn. One good turn deserves another. In Shona, Hans Kandiro Kanozodi. That's how it works. A good turn deserves another. So the client knows, you haven't said it, but a social contract in their head, they know it that they owe you. So do that. It will help you for your client to remember you above competition. It's not that I hate competitors, but I want you guys to know you will be compared. Yeah, you are not the only pebble on the seashore. Many people are offering the same thing that you're offering. So do something. Okay. Then during a downturn, it is the right time to offer training and to offer complementary services. Because naturally, during a downturn, you will discover that businesses have more time. Because they are not selling as much. They are not as busy. Less sales reps are calling on them. That's the time to visit more, to offer training, to start offering little complementary services. Can we deliver to your customer instead of you taking the bother to take it to your customer? Currently, that's what I do. I figured out my customers were struggling. And I decided, let me go to one courier company. And I told them, guys, I normally dish out or deliver so many cartons per week. Give me a good deal. I also want to help my customers to look good. So if customer X is buying, they are in a hurry. But I know that truth Truth. This guy is taking this order to Bikita. I ask him, are you really taking this order to Harare, or you taking it to your usual Bikita customer? Then the guy will be like, usually they don't want to tell you because they fear you will go direct, is it? But I tell them, relax. I'm an ethical businessman. You've been supporting my business. I want to help you. Instead of me delivering to you, then you delivering to your customer the following day in Bikita. Do you mind if you send the invoice and I then send the product by my courier to Bikita? I'll do it for you as a complimentary service. Yeah. How am I able to do that? Because I have negotiation power, because I'm the one who's delivering in bulk. The couriers listen to me ahead of my client who has 1 or 2 customers. Or I can go and tell them, instead of you taking your orders directly, bring them here. I have a special rate, then you pay less. You need to show you care. In a downturn, business needs a level of empathy. You need to show that you care beyond the money. You need to show that I'm also interested in you being successful. Then, another thing you need to do in a downturn is you need to upgrade your sales training. The people who do your selling, they need an upgrade. Why? Because we said customers are now tighter with cash, right? Yeah, because they are tighter with cash, you now need more punch, more bite when you sell. But you can't get more punch, more bite when you sell if you haven't trained for it. So, train your people. Upgrade them. Because when you navigate the business terrain during a downturn, you need people with enhanced skills. Please go back to your business. Go to your workplace. If you are in management, if you're running your own business, if you are the business, ask yourself, do I really have the capabilities to sell in this difficult economic condition? If you don't, upgrade yourself. It doesn't mean going to university. There are too many free courses on the internet. Don't pay for everything. True. I want you to be able to know you can go on the internet and get a proper training for $0. How many of you, the young people, have been to the Coursera website? Okay, you are not enough. So it's not a good number. It means we're missing out. Because those courses are free. Mahara. But you want to pay money. Go to the Coursera website, choose your course, learn for nothing. And look for more free courses, plenty plus on the website, on the internet. Then upgrade yourself. If you are the older generation like me, I was telling one of you that when I went to college, there were no memory sticks. Then they were like, They almost thought I'm an ancestor. But it's true. It's true. The time I went to college, there were no memory sticks. They were not yet developed or discovered. We used to use floppy disks. Yeah, 3.5 inch. And you needed 10 to put your dissertation. Yeah. So, but it doesn't mean that I need to remain in that dispensation, is it? How many think that my slides look nice? I learned a few things. I'm self-taught. I now use Canva to beautify my slides. I managed to to take the poster that Doc sent me, and then I clipped the UFIC Youth logo, and I put it on my website, and I felt very important. So, all I'm saying is, come on, guys, you can do better. Truthfully, don't allow my height to deceive you. Makore famba. Yeah.
The years have been moving.
Yeah. I've been, just to give you an idea, I was already at work when the economy crashed because of the war veterans, $50,000. Yeah, that's years ago, is it? Yes. I can see the young ones are saying, when did it happen? Exactly. The 1997 crash. Yeah. So but I've chosen, look, I learned in that generation. Because when I went to school, there were no MS packages. There was Lotus 1, 2, 3. That was what is Excel now. And there was WordPerfect 5.1. That's what we were using. But those things are ancient to you. But I told myself, I'm going to sell in a downturn. And I'm going to improve. And I'll do it for free. Yeah. So I need you to have punch and bite. Life is not for the faint-hearted. I don't believe in, having it easy. Everything is okay. No. If you want to reign, you got to put in a bit of bite. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Then another issue you need to look at in a downturn. Go back to the customers that are no longer buying, that once bought. Because a sale is not complete. Don't say until the money is in the bank, because that is not the correct answer. A sale is not complete until the customer buys again. Yeah. That's when a sale is complete. If the customer does not buy again, ask yourself, why didn't they come back? Because every sale you make is an opportunity to serve. It's an opportunity to advertise. So you got the opportunity. They are not back. What did you do wrong? Therefore, my challenge to you, go back to your customers that are no longer buying and ask, why is it they are not buying? We said in a downturn, you need to understand customer needs. Ensure that you understand what they want. Maybe it's a new product. Maybe it's better trading terms. Maybe it's complementary services, but give it to them. Another key issue in a downturn is you need the ability to retain your customers. So go and start asking yourself, how can I retain these customers that I have? A key issue we normally have with many of you business people is you do not initiate genuine conversations with your customers. You just sell, write an invoice, you get paid, thank you, off you go. I take days where I just go into the market, maybe with my little box of cookies, and sit down with my customer and tell them I'm not here for an order today. I just want to talk to you and hear, what do you want from me? How can I serve you better? What things have I missed through the years I've sold to you? What was your worst experience with me? What don't you like about me? When I get those responses, I thank them, leave my box of cookies, and off I go to the next one. Because you are only able to serve customers better if you know what they want. But you got to initiate the conversation. Do not think for your customers. Pastor Andrew, I don't know if there is proper English for it. But in Shona, haikona kuita kuti makastoma ako umakumire semombe dzedhaka. You guys got it right. In English, it's something like your customers are not, those little clay animals we make when we're playing out there. Because when you're holding that clay thing, it's you who does the mooing. Like moo, moo, because it's made out of clay, right? Customers are not like that. Give them a voice. Hear them out. Initiate the conversation. Don't pretend you know them. Ask them, how can I serve you better? So that's my challenge to you. Don't think you know it all. The moment you stop learning, you start failing. Yeah. So go to your customers, ask them, how can I serve you better? I've already told you at the beginning that one thing I don't like in business is brands that are now orphans. They have no father and mother. They have just been abandoned in the market. Go and do a self-introspection. Whatever you are selling, whatever business you are in, even in your workplace, now, look at your company. Are you really taking care of the products post-sales? Do you still go to the market to check out, are the people still happy? What am I looking for in you, God Nation? I'm looking for business people that are determined to be successful. So you got to put in the work. If you realize in life you are not working, but everything is just coming your way, you must be on the wrong road. It's like when you go through a one-way, is it? And you're traveling in the wrong direction. Everybody will be coming to you, is it? Yes. If things are just coming to you, you're not working, you're not doing anything, be careful. Because it's not biblically correct. It's not. Him that does not want to work must not what? Must not eat. It's scripture. If you want to eat, put in the work. That's my firm belief. I was talking to a group of young people. Sorry, I made you stand, the young people. But it's because I was talking to a group of young men. Then they asked me, okay, what is the secret to keeping a happy family? I just told them, dude, work. Yeah, just work. It's not important. Put in the work, all spheres of your life. Work when it comes to prayer. Being the father in the home, work. You the priest in the home, work. Provision, work. Providing security, work. It's your job. That's my belief. Okay. So, and in your businesses, you got to be like that. Money doesn't grow on trees. No. You got to work for it. So, let's do that. Okay. So, in a downturn, provide more support to your products. Then, almost, I think, amongst the last points on what I'm expecting you to do, there's something called upselling and cross-selling. What does that mean? It just means the people who have bought from you before are an easier market. So in a downturn like this, go to them. If they bought 2 pairs of chinos before, you can now go and say, I now have this pair of chinos. This one has got 5% elastin and what viscose and whatever else. It's better than the one I sold you, which is made from polyester. That is called upselling. You bring a better version. Yes, you bring a better version. If you are doing chickens, for example, and I've bought your broilers, and maybe now your broilers are bigger, or maybe now they have been grain-fed and they taste better. Maybe now they are free range. I'm a likely better customer than a totally new one. So The ones that you have now who are doing business with you, treat them right. Okay? All right. Then there's something called cross-selling. You can now offer a new product because we already do business together. If I'm doing cakes and then I diversify into snacks, snack platter and things like that. If you've eaten my cakes, you're in easier market to say, I now have snack platters. You know how my cakes taste very nice. And I'm the same chef, same love put into making the food. Please try my snack platter. Okay, something like that. That is what is called upselling and cross-selling. So that's what I'm expecting from you guys. And all right, I think I've told you. Then, almost the last thing. In business, you ask yourselves the right questions. How can I serve my customers better? Keep asking yourself that. How can I serve them better? Also, how can I help them serve their clients? So you need to know what your customers do with the product that you give them, so that you can even help them. I used to work for some company, and we were told if we sell doctors something, the expectation was we take the doctor to theater with our gadget to support our gadget until the doctor says, DC, I'm now comfortable with your gadget. I won't need your help. So I would sell, but I would know the doctor now has a scheduled appointment at that hospital. I'll drive and be there and support the gadget. Make sure it has worked okay. Thank the doctor, leave. He's got another appointment. I go. I'm with him in theater until he says he is comfortable. You keep supporting your product until customers tell you, I now know what to do with it. Okay? Also, you need to show you care. It's a downturn. People are having problems. Maintain good relationships with your customers. All right. Do not forget that customers are not the same. You have your tier 1 customers, group A. During downturns like this one, keep showing them they are important. Focus on them, go to them, remind them they are important to you. We all want to feel important, right? Yeah, I want to feel important. Me. I hope you do. So your customers want to feel important. Also, marketing to them is an important and necessary cost. Never think that visiting a top-tier client is time wasted. Keep visiting them, even in a downturn. They need to keep your brand in their mind, so that even when things get better, they won't forget you. I normally say to my team, when things are down, double time on your top tier clients. If we're visiting them once per fortnight, we now do it once a week. Because they need to know we are not just in it for the money. We care about them. We keep asking, what can I do to serve you better? All right, good. So, my key takeaways there is when things are bad, determine the marketing activities that are essential. Do not just cancel out marketing. Make sure your brands are not orphans. Also, look for opportunities to serve your customers better. Try to find ways to make your product more affordable. Give complimentary services so that it's cheaper for your customers to do business with you. Make your customers trust you more. Bolster brand trust in you in times like this. Keep your brand alive. And remember, in a recession, recessions are not there forever. it's the right time to position yourself for better times. Where we grew up in the rurals there, the elders used to say, Pastor Andrew, I don't know if there's English for it. Hanzi makata anoshuridzira materu. Correct, you guys got it right. If you realize you are now going uphill and the gradient is becoming steep, most likely the road is going to get better and downhill just now. So you got to keep the faith. You got to keep hoping. Okay? Don't surround yourself with negativity that you can cut. It's not necessary. How many of you guys are in school? High school, secondary? Please stand up. Let's have a 5-minute chat. High school, secondary, let's see you. Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for standing. Look, guys, making money is good. I won't deny that. Making money is good. But for now, do us a favor. Your first stream of revenue, you is getting the good grades for now. That's what your parents want from you. Please purpose it in your hearts, wherever you're going back to school, that you will raise the UFIC brand higher by getting the correct grades. Never allow it to look like Christians are not academically gifted. Also, Christians must never be known for laziness in school. Also, have the wisdom. Do not substitute where you must read. You want to substitute it with prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting has its place. Reading has its place. So you got to give it your best shot. Please make it easy for your parents. When you go to school, this is an economic downturn. They have worked for your school fees. Please put in the work. For this camp, if you don't remember anything else, please don't bring shame to us when you go to school. Purpose it in your hearts that because I came to this camp, I am going to be the bearer of good grades. When you go, I think Pastor Simba will do a better job than me. But somewhere in the Bible, there is the story of Daniel and his friends. Scripture says it was found that they were wiser than all the other guys. That's our expectation from you guys. Do not try and spiritualize failure. Don't do it. You've got a mandate, a brand to carry. Okay, guys? Don't give us scriptures that no, even if I get used, God will make a way. No. The way He has made for you is you being sent to school. That's the way. Go there, pass, do it for you, Fig. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So this juncture, we will invite questions or anything for the next few minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Choguya. I have a question from Emmanuel Madzima. He's saying, I'm in the process of starting my own clothing brand called SBG, which is Saved by Grace. So before I start my brand, my main question is, how best can I market my products for me to get a better profit? Because I once did some calculations on the materials that are needed to make just one product using the best quality to come up with a better product. And I saw that it's a bit expensive to the extent that someone might say it's better for them to use that money, maybe $25 that she or is supposed to buy a t-shirt from my shop, to buy clothes from a thrift shop or a cheaper place. So I can best say, can I market my products for me to get more clients?
Okay. I'll take it slowly. But we need to address a few things right there. You only have a business if you are solving a problem. Okay? So, for you to come up with a brand of a certain quality, there must be an identified market willing to pay for that level of quality. The moment you have good quality and it's beginning to compete with a thrift shop, there is a mismatch. You seem to be offering a quality brand to a price-sensitive market. I think that is what is happening there. There is need to find the correct market for that brand before Emmanuel even puts the needle to the thread to do one t-shirt. A market research is needed. Are there people looking for this level of brand? If we look at local brands, for example, I don't know what's there now. Most of my clothes are bought for me now. So I don't know what brand I'm even putting on. I'm just told, this is the trousers and shirt. Put it on and off you go. So look back when I was growing up, there used to be a brand called Van Heusen. Does it still exist? Yeah, that one. What I learned when I was in college, I used to say, when I make money, I want to buy a Van Heusen. Because it used to give us a sense of pride. Van Heusen was not for someone who would go and buy from Power Cells. I think Power Cells got broken. Yeah. There was a shop called Power Cells. You would go there if you are a bargain hunter. So the market for VH was not the same market for Power Cells. If somebody will take a VH to the guy standing in a queue at Power Cells, they will tell him his shirt is expensive. But if he will take his VH to an upcoming professional who is yearning to be seen that he has made it, VH was okay and would pay for it. I would say research, find if there is a market first, people who are willing to pay. If not, start giving the market what it's looking for. Number 2, SBG brand will need to gain traction before it can command a premium price. Yeah, because just because it's a new brand, why should I trust it? That's why you see clothing brands like Arrow. They would write Arrow shirts since 1851. What are they telling you? Chinu tochiziya ichi.
That this is an established brand.
Yes, we know the game. We've been in it since 1851. Easy with us. So, SBG will need maybe to first find willing people within a certain community where it is trusted, then marketed properly. I'm a firm believer in the power of social media, digital platforms. They are low cost, wide reach. You use that, prop up the brand. When it has been accepted, a bit more testimonials coming, then maybe start charging a higher price. For now, build the brand, look for the correct market. If you don't have money yet, find t-shirt material for the market which is there to build revenue. When you now have money, go for the higher brand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We have another question on your left.
Oh.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Temba Siamuto from Zambia. And my question is as follows. You mentioned about business empathy. And would you say it is advisable to offer refunds to customers if they feel the product you had supplied was not to their satisfaction? Thank you.
Okay, that one will be quick answer. A brand that can offer refunds likely must have a premium price. We use refunds as a demonstration to our confidence in our quality. So if you're selling a low-end brand, refunds may be risky. They'll get you broke. But if you're selling a high-end brand that you need to demonstrate you believe in your quality, offer them refunds if they are not happy. But only take that risk when you know exactly what you're doing. Most companies that say we will refund you, they know you are not coming back. It's like buying a hush puppy shoe. They will tell you if you're not happy with a hush puppy, bring it back. But it's unlikely that you're going to buy a hush puppy and take it back to the shop. They have done everything necessary to make sure hush puppy is not coming back. So if you want to do that, your quality needs to be on point. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I'm answered.
We have questions this side.
All right, thank you. Just one more. Thank you.
How are you, Mr. Choguya?
Well, ma'am, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. So my question is based more on the fact that you mentioned a recession. So I need to understand, in a recession is characterized by falling incomes, low savings, and so forth. So I need to ask you that, in a recession, are there certain products that you can say you can boost your marketing there? Because I believe it works again with the income elasticity of demand. How much of the income is being used for a person to come and purchase? So if you can help me to understand the categories I could place my products to know, okay, in a recession, I can't sell this, I can't market that. Probably you can help me there, depending on the necessity of the product. Is it a need or is it a want?
Okay, that one is a long question. From the way you ask that question, there's a bit of schoolwork in it, is it? You understand the concept of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's where you start. You look at your Maslow's hierarchy, you look at the market you want to serve. If you're going to serve a market which is low end, low income, you're likely going to want to go to the bottom of the pyramid, talk about clothes, shelter may even be a long call, clothes, food, transport, school fees, things like that. But if you know you have a clearly defined market, which is sort of okay, although it's a recession, you then may want to offer them products that are on a little higher, like SBG branded clothing. It's a higher level because you're talking of self-actualization and things like that. So I would say, do a market survey first. Understand what incomes do these people have? Where are they on the pecking order of money? Because if I'm struggling with money for my next loaf of bread, branded clothes is unlikely my need. So know who you want to serve. it goes back to my first slide. Understand your customer needs in a recession. Where are they? What are their likely needs? If it's low end, work around food, basic food, clothes, transport, things like that. But if it's higher end, start dealing with other issues, security, feeling important in society, and things like that. So understand your market, research on it, know exactly how much they earn, don't guess it. If it's in Zimbabwe, it's difficult to know how much people earn. So carry out a real research. If it's in church, send out a Google, what is it called? Google questionnaire, whatever. Put in my monthly income is 100 to 200, this to this, this to this. Understand the proportion of people who are high-end, middle, lower. And also remember, in a recession, the middle class normally does not exist. So either people have it or they don't. So usually food, clothes, things for babies. You notice that even in a recession, babies are still born, is it? At the moment, we're still looking at Africa. Africa is a low resource setting, but 60% of our population is lower than 25 years old. It means, kuma babies ikoko, there might still be a market. I hope it does something.
That's all right. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Time is up. Thank you.